Solavei and all of you wonderful folks out there watching tonight. My name is Ryan Lelf, and I'm the founder of the Tribe YOLO, where you only live once network out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And excited tonight to have a couple of great friends of mine and other dynamic and wonderful leaders in the Solavei community. We've got Laura Wells, the founder of the Boom Team, breaking out of old mindsets. And we've got the Thousandiare maker himself, Mr. EMon Mitchell. And as many of you know, you have joined us tonight to gather some insights and hear a recap and let us cast some vision from this recent incredible Solavei regional event in Orlando that we were all fortunate enough to be a part of. And there was some additional information given about the next phase of our social commerce company with Solavei Retail. We were able to be around the CEO himself, the executives, the leadership of the company, and just continue to hear updates and be a part of what they continue to build, which I believe is going to become one day a multi-billion-dollar brand that is absolutely going to revolutionize commerce in America. And it's very powerful to be at one of these live events, to meet other people, to see the excitement, the enthusiasm, but to get some data, some facts, to be a part of some of the leadership meetings and have Steve Maluk, who works alongside Solavei to run all these formulas and data and just gives you incredible feedback. We're going to be talking about some of those things tonight. And so anyway, without any further ado, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go over to my great friend. He's a Thousandiare, and he's not only a Thousandiare, but he calls himself the Thousandiare maker, which I absolutely love. God, man, I tell you, he better never give that up because I'm stealing it if he does. But just one of those one team, one dream kind of guys. He does so much for the brand of Solavei. He has such an abundance attitude and philosophy. He brings so much value to the entire company, everybody, across all networks, and puts out incredible content, great videos, and just I was so blessed to shake his hand, meet him, and glad to be his friend. And so I'd like for him to take his notes and share his thoughts. So let's go over to Mr. EMon Mitchell from North Carolina. Talk to us tonight, EMon.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm definitely excited with everything that's going on. The regional was just a mind-blowing event. I know a lot of people missed it, and I got several messages from folks, as I'm sure y'all have as well. You know, are there any updates, or what's going on, or are there any changes or anything that's coming out? I'll just say just two things, and then I'll get out of the way. The two things that have me, or three things that have me most excited. Number one, of course, for you, Ryan, I'm going to throw it right back at you because you and Tribe YOLO, you guys inspire me more than you can imagine. And I stay in tune with your channel and seeing the great things that you do. And so the first thing I'm excited about is the Tulsa takeover that's coming out. That ground game that Solavei is putting into place right now to really help the members build the brand of Solavei. I've never seen any company do that ever. I keep telling people that Solavei is not a mobile phone company. It's so much more than that. But to have Ryan Wirtz, the founder and CEO, talk about the ground game that's coming, I wish I had more notes on that, but the things that they're going to be putting in place for the city of Tulsa, for those who don't know, the reason they chose Tulsa is because there's, I think it's over 5,000 active subscribers right now. They have more Thousandiares than any other city in the United States. So they're going to just blow it out of the water when they put that ground game into place. So you guys just stay tuned for that. Number two, the thing that's got me very excited is the retail program is coming out, the deals that we're going to be able to get as Solavei members, continuing to drive down the cost of commerce, and those things we're already buying is going to be phenomenal. The brands that were announced, Walmart and Burger King and all those different brands, Sports Authority, Best Buy, and I think some people have the slides up on their Facebook page. You can definitely take a look at that to see what we're talking about. And then lastly, of course, is the merchant acquisition program, where if you're familiar with Groupon, imagine, as Ryan Wirtz said during his presentation, going to a local merchant, say a restaurant, and telling them how you represent a company called Solavei, and help them drive more traffic to their stores. And as a result of you helping that business owner get that traffic into his stores, you getting paid for that along with that restaurant owner. You see, it's the win, win, win 3 times around. So that's what I really love about Solavei, is continually driving down the cost of the stuff we're already doing and continuing to pay out revenue upon revenue to the people that are choosing to utilize this opportunity as an income generator into their household. But the only way we're going to get compensated is if we help people either make or save money. So, I mean, show me another company that's doing that. I don't see any. So I'm loving it. I'm excited about the regional event. You kind of had to be there, but wish I could be in Vegas, but I'm definitely excited with what I saw in Orlando, and let's just keep it rolling. So I'm going to throw it back to you, Ryan.
EMon, great start to the hangout tonight. We'll definitely come back to you a little bit later. I got a few questions I'd love to ask you, but next we've got Laura Wells. Man, we have just had such a great time. My wife, Caroline, and I have really enjoyed getting to know her and her husband, Jeremy, as friends. I tell you, we have an absolute hoot of a time, blast. It feels like we've known them, honestly, for like 20 years now, and we just enjoy their friendship. But Laura is just an outstanding leader. She's an incredible example. She is #1 on the new bonus qualifications for the Cruise to Thousandiare, and she just quietly goes about her business. She's a great teacher. There's a Facebook training that she did that I was so impressed by. We've had it pinned at the top of our Facebook group page for about 2 weeks now, and it feels like almost every day somebody's telling me how much they learned from her, and so we just value her as a person and glad that she's here tonight. Laura, we'd love to hear your thoughts on Orlando and what you have to share with us tonight.
Thank you, and we feel totally the same. What happens in Dallas stays in Dallas. We have such a great time with you guys, and oh my gosh, you know what, and that's what I love the most about this whole business, this whole industry, is that the relationships you create here are worth so much more than the money you can earn here. And I think a lot of people miss that piece. And that leads right into why you should be at these events. These events, you know, you can get the recaps, you can hope that there's a hangout, you can read the slides and watch the presentations, and you can even at some point, hopefully there'll be a live feed of some things like this. But I will tell you right now, there is absolutely nothing that replaces you know, the actual being at the live event to create those friendships. And there's just nothing like it. If you're taking your business seriously, you've got to get to the actual physical event, shake the hands, you know, bump shoulders, hug, take pictures with. There is just nothing that replaces that. And the relationships that we've created with you guys has been off the charts, and your hat is cracking me up. Yeah, and you know, one of the things about the merchant acquisition that we're going to get into, you know, a lot of the people watching probably know my for the last 5 years, well, before that, for 15 years, I've been involved in helping people grow their business. For 10 years, I was involved in direct sales industry as a top level leader, had large organizations in 2 different companies. Like Ryan Wirch says, had successful exits in both, and I retired. I was completely done. I was totally retired, and I became president of a women's networking organization called the HeartLink Network, and it's a women's networking organization that serves women in business, small businesses and medium businesses, and we've got about 200 chapters in 7 countries, and I'm the president of that organization. And so for the last 5 years, I've hung up my hat in the direct sales industry to serve women in business, small business owners, medium business owners. And so this weekend when it was announced that Solavei, my world over here, was going to have a part in helping small and medium-sized businesses get found, get foot traffic, keep their doors open, it's like it merged both of my worlds together. And that's a God thing. That there is no other, I'm in the right place at the right time, and all of the things I've done in my seasons past are now coming full circle, that it's all one thing of who I am with my heart. My whole heart is to help people grow their business, whether it's their direct sales business or small and medium business owners. And this merchant acquisition and having the ability to bless and benefit small businesses in the communities. You guys, that's something, you know, we think that Solavei is going to help pump up the economy by helping people save money, by helping put an extra $1,000 in families' pockets every month. I'm telling you, helping small and medium-sized businesses stay open is a way that we are going to affect this nation's economy in such a major, huge way that I don't think any of us realize how big that is yet. So that was my biggest takeaway from just that small piece. It is just going to be phenomenal. So I'm really excited. When you've got to get to Las Vegas, if you're even thinking about it, you've got to get to Las Vegas, because that's when the whole unveiling is going to happen. So I'm excited for it.
Laura, did you feel like there were any specific things outside of, you know, kind of getting your head wrapped around this merchant program, how there's going to be kind of a discount part to the retail? Are there any other specific things that you remember that you might just share tonight? I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're just generating more questions for me. Do you have any other thoughts before I share a couple of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people, we know about, you know, how to use that purple pay card, and we know that it's very abstract right now, and I'm looking forward to Vegas when it's all kind of put into a nice package. If I know Solavei marketing, I know that they're going to package it up nicely. I know that it's going to roll out with an official launch with things, marketing materials and things that'll help. So I don't think any of us need to spend too much time worrying about the details and stuff like that. But I do remember, and you can help clarify that. You can. I do remember it being where when merchants come on, first of all, when the merchant wins, we win. So that's a huge thing for all of us, for not only the merchant, but for the member who refers the merchant. But I do know that I remember hearing something, and Ryan, you can probably help with this, something about when a merchant signs up with, for example, Groupon, the merchant really, if they're lucky, breaks even, something like that. I didn't know that until this weekend. It's bizarre to me that so many merchants are linked up with Groupon when they're kind of just on a hope and a prayer that people either buy more than the ticket intended or they come back. I didn't realize that they were barely breaking even.
Yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about that either, Laura, but it's my understanding that they end up, let's say for an example, they're going to give a restaurant's going to give a $50 value for $25, and they're going to do a Groupon thing. They have to pay half of that $25 to Groupon itself. So they're technically giving away $50 worth of value for a fourth of the cost. And so, yeah, they're basically going in the hole, and they're banking on the fact that those people will come and then come back and then bring friends. And they're having to look at it as, hey, we're going to try this Groupon in lieu of maybe another piece of advertising that we've done. And the reason why, if I understood Ryan Wirtz correctly, that Groupon has to charge 50% is because their cost of employees and their overhead to operate their company is so high that it's my understanding that even charging 50% is still not working out. They really probably need to charge any more, but I mean, how can they charge any more than that and it be a win-win for the business owner? Ryan Wirtz made the comment, because we have went about building a distribution sales force like you and I and all the people watching tonight, we're going to be able to offer that same type of Groupon value. He threw out a number like maybe for 20% instead of 50. How much more attractive will that be to a small to medium-sized business to feel like that they can have? And then we're opening them up to the entire Solavei community. We're opening them up to being exposed to everyone in every network in their local city, or if they happen to be a national chain, all over the place. And, you know, I had a lady in our network come over last night, and she said, I've got a lady on our team that really had a vision for what this was going to be even before it was announced. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, she's already been to 3 businesses here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, And she explained to them how we were just starting with mobile service and how eventually we were going to have this other aspect of social commerce. And she said what these businesses have done is they've put a little Solavei sign in their window, like at a sub shop, she said, for an example, and it says, Solavei members 20% off. Now think about the power of this. You show up there, you see the sign, you walk in and you say, how do I become a Solavei member? You go, oh, well, you've just got to use their mobile service. Really? Tell me a little bit more about it. And all of a sudden, you've got a hook to give them not only a reason to hear about it, but on top of them potentially saving money on their mobile service, if they enjoy that business, there's an added value because if they pull out their Solavei Visa card, it was like this lady was already doing what we're about to do, and it's not even launched yet.
Exactly right.
Oh my God, this is brilliant. Because there are so many people that end up switching to things and making a change in their life because of value-added stuff like that. Yep. And I don't know if either one of you happen to have that purple Solavei Visa card handy, but if you do, put it up on your screen. I'd love for everybody out there to see it. I'm just telling you guys, this card is going to become powerful. Yes, thank you, Laura. I really, no hype here. You guys know me. I can get excited about dirt. But when I tell you that, I don't know if it's going to be 5 years or 10 years or what, there is going to come a day in the next decade or two that the Solavei Visa card is recognized around the world, that it's going to mean something to be a member, that we are going to be so connected to so many organizations and businesses across the world that we all are already doing business with, buying food from, buying goods, buying insurance, whatever it may be. And the power of what you're going to get in discount or value or compensation, because not only are you a Solavei member, but how would you like to have a relationship with a business, sign them up as a merchant, and then every time one of those Solavei Visa card goes cha-ching, you're getting paid a small little percentage, a little commission, hundreds and thousands of times. Commerce going on just like always, and all of a sudden, you're getting paid for it. Yeah. That's a big deal, and you got to do whatever you got to do to wrap your mind around that and understand it and start to have a vision that we're not a mobile service company. We are a social commerce company that was incredibly smart to start with mobile service, to build a large distribution group of people like you and I in a very short amount of time, to have us to go out and spread the word on what we're getting ready to launch in Vegas and go live June the 1st. It is huge.
Yeah.
You know, what I thought was really interesting is that at our dinner, Ryan had mentioned that initially they planned on rolling this out when Solavei reached 1 million members.
Correct.
And they thought originally that's what it would take to have the member base to be able to use that as leverage. And with just in 8 months, with whatever, 170,000 members or whatever, we already have the viral impact and the viral reach that they're ready to roll it out. I mean, they're unveiling everything and rolling it out after Vegas. I mean, so this is something that obviously, you know, obviously it's new. Obviously it's something that nobody really can even fully grasp. I think even those of us that think we know everything, we still don't know everything. There is so much more that's going to be unveiled in Las Vegas.
Totally.
I really have a feeling, I know, I think all of you guys remember the non-disclosure agreements. You know, when we had to sign the non-disclosure agreements and watch that 39-minute video, I don't think I slept for a month after watching that video. I mean, we called it Solavei fever. It was so exciting and so massive that our minds were just completely blown. And I think after Las Vegas, it's going to be one of those things where this whole thing is going to be completely unveiled. There is so much more that we don't even know. They're still keeping a lot of it close to their chest, and they're unveiling a lot of it in Las Vegas. And I think that for people who are in Las Vegas at that meeting, when you are there and you can feel the passion of Ryan, the leaders, explaining exactly how all this is going to work, it's going to be a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah. And something, Ryan, if I can jump in here real quick.
Yes.
Talking about, is that your dog? Whose dog is that, though? I got to know, because I heard him.
No, we have a
Yeah,
no
it's
animal
mine.
policy in my house.
But something, I know the gentleman, he talked a little bit about the international expansion, and I love the bubble map that he put up there and really explained, because I know I've had some team members inquire about Mexico, and something that was really something that was encouraging to me, as if someone's not really familiar about the stance on Mexico, is that when you look at the hard data and the numbers, and they look at the socioeconomic status of a lot of different countries and things of that nature, and also the existing cell phone market right now, he claimed, and I forget the gentleman's name, if either one of y'all remember, please throw it out there.
Steve Maluk.
Steve Maluk. But the guy in Mexico, I don't know if he's the president of Mexico or not, but he's the richest man in the world currently right now, because he has a stranglehold on Mexico's mobile phone market.
Yep.
I mean, like, I'm talking about more money than oil or gold or any of these other industries right now. The richest man in the world is in the cell phone business in the country of Mexico. And that's making that market hard to penetrate. But that was powerful to me, because when you have the ability to, we'll say, kind of control the way people communicate, via the internet or via their mobile phone service, even somebody like Mark Zuckerberg, we communicate via Facebook. That gentleman down there in Mexico who has that monopoly on the mobile phone industry, he has that monopoly over the way people communicate. And right now, Solavei is positioned to help people communicate and just stay in touch, something as simple as staying in touch with their loved ones on a daily basis, but yet and still we generated revenue from that. But the ability to launch into other markets like the United Kingdom and possibly Germany and France. And I saw the AUS, I don't know if that was for Australia or Austria, I wasn't sure. But either one is fine with me, because no matter what the market is, if you have any overseas contacts over there, you definitely want to go ahead and start putting a little bug in their ear and letting them know that, because Europeans, they're already used to the whole SIM card things. Americans, like he was saying, are kind of playing catch up with that. But they're already familiar with the no contract model, to take a SIM card out, put another SIM in. And so this will make sense to them like that. And so that march to 1 million members is definitely doable in this 12-month calendar period here for the year 2013, between what we do here in America and overseas as well.
EMon, if you wouldn't mind, talk a little bit about what it was like to be recognized as a Thousandiare, to be in a special private meeting for Thousandaires and above. What does that do for you as a human being? What kind of additional info and value do you feel like was added to you that people maybe outside who have not achieved that level yet, maybe they're Thousandaires and they don't realize that there's extra special stuff in Vegas for them? Talk about that for a second. I got to help my little 3-year-old out, so go right ahead.
Okay, yeah, me and Laura hold the fort down. But well, very quickly, I hope to be an inspiration to the folks who maybe haven't had that success in a different business, or maybe you see yourself as an average person, you don't have a massive network, or you're not some super salesman or things of that nature. I tell anybody, I'm a teacher by trade. It's really what I know best, but I was just a guy who saw some affordable cell phone service. I made a switch, and then I decided, you know what, let me tell some folks and see if I can really generate an income from that. So being able to be recognized as a Thousandaire down there in Vegas was awesome, and you get to see that what you sow into something is what you reap as well. So I felt like all the hard work had paid off, and it was very, very nice to be recognized as a Thousandaire. So I'll ask you, Miss Wells, in terms of the meeting that you guys had, because there were other meetings for other top leaders that I didn't get to go to. So what was that like?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, and on the Thousandaire recognition, it was really fun, because I had mine here in Dallas at the regional, And we were recognized again for my husband, Jeremy, reaching Thousandiare status here in Orlando. So I've had the opportunity to go up on the stage twice. And but what means more to us, we were talking about it on the way up there, I was more excited because I had 2 members of our boom team who were also recognized as Thousandiares there in Atlanta, Juan Morales and Mike Caranti and his wife Jackie. And I felt like a mama bird. I mean, I was so proud to hear their names called and to see them being recognized and to see the trophies with their name on it. And it's just, you know, I mean, that's what it's all about. And what really impresses me more than anything is when you see a stage full of Thousandiares, and that, what people don't get is that's not all there are. That's just the Thousandiares that are actually at the event. There are tons more that are earning $1,000 a month or more in this company. That's just a small glimpse. So what you see in the picture of the 40 or 50 people, that's not all there is. What amazes me is that after so long in this industry, it takes a lot in this industry normally with lotions and potions and products and shakes and all this kind of stuff to earn $1,000 a month. Yeah. It takes a lot. And there's usually a heavy investment that you're talking to people about buying into to get to that place. You guys were talking about 8 months. 8 months. And there's already several hundred people in this company earning more than $1,000 a month. Many of them are earning well over $1,000 a month. And so that's the part that impressed me the most is how many there are. I mean, at this phase of a company, a brand new company like this, under a year old, it wouldn't be strange for there to be less than 50 people earning $1,000 a month. It's more common for there to be a lot of people earning nothing. Yeah. So I was really moved to see so many Thousandiares. And when you go onto the Facebook page for Solavei on their main Solavei page, there's actually a button where you can see the 1K Club, and you can see a whole list of everybody who's qualified as a Thousandiare. Y'all, seriously, that if your belief is low about maybe you know, how to earn money, or is it possible, or this is too hard, or whatever, seriously, go revisit that list, because if all those people can do it, they've got the same tool you do. They've got the cell phone. They're paying $49 a month. They've got every single tool that you've been given, and if they can do it, you can do it. And all you got to do is just get yourself to one of these events. You'll be up on stage. You'll receive your plaque. You get a hug. You get a picture, a professional photo with Ryan Wirtz, and it's just worth it. It's worth every bit of it. But to go a step further and to make Thousandiares is it's rewarding. It's so rewarding. It's more rewarding than getting that $1,000 check every month. It's awesome.
And I just want to echo that as well. Being in that room, Ryan, with the other Thousandiares, the number of them. And I think for people who are watching this, if you've done another home-based business, and I know, Laura, you've done some, and Ryan, you have as well, that's not normal. It really isn't. Most people don't make anywhere close to that on a monthly, consistent basis. It's really not normal. You might have a good month, and then it kind of, you know, slacks off, or you're doing commissions and they're up and down, up and down. But a steady minimum, and it's actually, once you get to Thousandiare, it's actually over $1,000 a month. That $1,000 is just your path pay. That doesn't even count the trio pay. So for PC1 and PC2. So that in and of itself, I mean, it was powerful to see where success is kind of normal. It's the norm for those people who put the work in. I'd say it's virtually impossible not to give this thing 100% for, I don't know, anywhere from 6 to 12 months and not be a Thousandiare. I don't see it being possible. If you really go hard at it, how do you not become at least a Thousandiare? That's just my feeling.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever you had to share, Caroline, my wife, is just exhausted. She's literally already sound asleep, and so I put the baby down before the hangout, and my other 2 are watching cartoons, and they were wanting something to eat. So isn't that great, you know, to be a part of a business and a family, and just be able to be human. I love just being human and allowing other people to be human, you know, raising your kids and living your life, and just allowing something like Solavei to just work intertwine and around your life. You know, most people have to take their life and wrap it around their job. We get to take Solavei and wrap it around our life. And look, I just want to add something while we're on this subject of earning $1,000 a month and how the Thousandiare Club is residual income. I met with a couple today that I was in Oklahoma City 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I needed some shorts for the summertime. I've actually put on a few pounds, and so I was needing to move up a size, and which is good for me because I'm scrawny, so I can feel good about that. But anyway, I normally am not honestly a big prospector of just trying to talk to every single person when I'm out and about. But I was in this leather store. I needed a new money clip because I got cash on me all the time thanks to Solavei. And this lady just made a real impression on me, and so I prospected her. She gave me her name and email. I've been following up, and this morning I drove to Oklahoma City and I had breakfast with her and her husband. And I got an interesting email from them a week or so ago after they watched the 6-minute overview video of Solavei. They said, well, first of all, we're definitely switching our service because we're paying more and we're with T-Mobile now. And they said, and two, we love the idea of the business, but they said it doesn't really look like you make that much money for getting people involved. And so but then they said, but hey, we want to meet with you. And so instead of trying to even respond to that, I didn't worry about it. I went this morning and spent the first 20, 30 minutes honestly building a relationship with them because I don't know them. And this was the picture that I painted for them. I said, I can understand hey, I've got that on the list, EMon. What you just chatted over there, buddy, I got it on my list. I won't forget. So anyway, I said, I want to paint a picture for you all. The husband actually recently got laid off with the State Department from his job. She's working retail, holding the fort down. They're renting an apartment at the moment, and they really want to have a house. They got a 2-year-old son. And I said, let me ask you guys, I mean, especially in the circumstances you're in now, I said, what would an extra $1,000 a month mean to you? And I mean, it was like, oh man, I mean, that would make an amazing difference in our family right now. And I said, well, let's think about your options. Let's just think that one or both of you could go out and you could wait tables, or you could deliver pizzas, or you could mow lawns. And look, you could probably go out and within the next 30 to 45 days, you could get to work, start putting in 20, 30 hours a week, and you could immediately have that money coming in. I said, but let's just say a hypothetical thing occurs. You're doing that for 3 or 4 or 5 months, and God forbid, in a good way, you get pregnant. I look at the wife and I go, you get pregnant. And so you're able to continue working. He's able to do this part-time thing. 6 months into the pregnancy, you got to go on bed rest. And you're not able to work. And now he's having to juggle the kids and doing this, that, and whatever. I said, do you still need the $1,000 a month? And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, in fact, you need it more, right? And I said, but guess what? Now you can't go work the 8 shifts at the restaurant. Now you can't deliver the pizzas. Now you can't mow the lawns. I said, see, the difference is you might come into Solavei, and I don't know your background, your skill sets, your level of motivation, your work ethic. I don't know if it's going to take you 3 months or 6 months or 2 years to build up $1,000 a month income. And no, it probably won't come in the first month you start talking about it to other people. But here's the difference. Once you build it, and you do it in a way where you've got people who wanted to join and who want the service and they're happy and they're on it. And let's say this exact same scenario plays out. Your wife gets pregnant. She goes on bed rest. And you have to back off from being able to really work your business for a while. Guess what keeps coming in every single month when you need it the most? And it was like a paradigm shift happened on the faces of this couple. And I said, I'm not telling you you're going to be able to get in that house in the next few months, but I can guarantee you one thing. How long have you been wanting that house? Several years? Yep. You keep doing what you're doing, and you keep going down the same path in the same direction, and you're probably going to be sitting here 2 or 3 years from now still just wishing for a home, but really no closer, in no better situation to make that a reality. And I'm just telling you, they went from kind of interested to Send me the stuff. I mean, we're going to look at this, research it. I'm finding out tonight how to get out of my contract. I mean, and I love setting people up for a real, actual, believable experience, that this is not hype. We're not guaranteeing you're going to break the bank right when you show up here. It's about getting people to have a paradigm shift, thinking different. Jim Rohn says you can't change your destiny overnight, but you sure can change your direction. And that's what we want to do. I'm going to start telling people when I'm on the plane, someone says, hey, what do you do? I'm a direction changer. What's that? I get people to change their direction so their destiny can be what they've always wanted it to be down the road. And that's what it's about. So, Laura, would you talk a little bit about Saturday night? I feel like both of us need to try to put into words what we experienced at the Networker and Above meeting, kind of the top 30 people in all of Solavei. We're so honored, humbled, blessed to be in that room with Ryan Wirtz, Jim Ryan, all the great leaders. I thought what happened that night is something I will personally never, ever forget as long as I live. And Caroline wasn't originally planning on going, and thank God she did. We were halfway into that night, Laura, and she looked over at me and she said, I'm pinching myself that I'm in this room tonight. I'd love to have you share with everybody out there tonight, why is it so worth it to go and get big, even if it takes you a few years, even if it takes a little sacrifice? What did you experience on Saturday night? How do you bottle that up and put that into words for us?
Oh man, if I could figure out how to bottle that up, I'd be I'd give old what's his face from Mexico a run for his money, Carlos Slim or whatever his name is. You know what? One of the best things I feel at these events is, the training is wonderful, the speakers are awesome, but it's getting to literally put your finger on the pulse of the company. When you can meet the brains, the ideas, the minds behind this company and what's making it tick, there's nothing like it. I mean, truly. And so at that dinner, what happened is it's really, really funny, because what happens at those meetings is that it starts off with an agenda, where Ryan's got his list of stuff that he wants to start talking about, and he is so in tune with wanting to know what we think that every single time, like at the dinners for the top leaders, every single time his agenda kind of goes out the window because he's so busy wanting to learn more about the field. That really impresses me, because when you get a leader of a major company like that, who's really more interested in learning what the field thinks, what the members think, what us as leaders are relaying for our members, we're the liaison for our team. So when I'm at those meetings, I'm thinking about what my members have been telling me, what their messages are, what their emails are, what their concerns are. I'm the liaison that gets to pour that out into the leadership of the company, and then they pour it back into me, and I can give it back to my team. So the meetings for the top leaders, it's really neat, and I got to tell you, it's worth it to try and scale the ranks of the company, because you do hear things a little bit in advance. We know stuff that we've been asked to keep close to our chest, that we respect, and we're doing that. And but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it, because when you're scaling the ranks of the company, you definitely have a little bit more insight into the heart of the company, where it's going, and I think that just helps you be a better leader. It helps you build your business stronger, when you can really know not just what you see on the webinars and the stuff that's on the front, but on the backside, and really more of the vision of where this company is going. And we still don't know everything. That's what gets me. Look, my birthday is on December 21st. It's 4 days before Christmas, and I am not good with waiting. So this feels like my birthday. It feels like Christmas. I am not good with waiting so long. I know it's only 2.5 weeks, but I am dying here to know what they're going to unveil in Las Vegas. It's killing me.
Yeah, I just want to share a little bit about Saturday night. What started out as Ryan Wirtz just was simply going to ask everybody to introduce themselves, say their name and where they were from, the first person got up and just off the cuff began to open up and talk a little bit about them and their lives, their story, where they came from, how they got here. The next person just kind of got up and followed suit. And after about 3 or 4 people, Ryan was so in tuned and sensitive that there was something special about to happen. That's basically what happened for the next 3 to 4 hours. Is people began to be transparent, vulnerable, and share from their heart. And I'll tell you, one of the things that jumped out at me was there was, I don't know, 4 or 5 people who got up, said, you know, I've been in direct sales, I've been in network marketing, I've been in this type of industry for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. And they said, I just came to a place where I was tired of doing well by stepping on everyone else in order for that to happen. I was tired of leaving dead bodies along the way because so many people were being asked to fork up all this money up front or buy stuff they don't need, or being coerced, or being manipulated or controlled, and not really, it was just a game of smoke and mirrors, you know, people being presented with checks and they being fake and not really actually making that money, and it being like a dog and pony show. And I was so impacted by the amount of people that said, I just decided I'm walking away. I don't care how much money I'm making. I can't do this anymore. I can't function and live as a human being with peace in my heart and go about this when these are people I love and like and trust, and they're getting trampled on just so a few people can pound their chest and have a big bank account and do a bunch of convention talk and make it out like they got the greatest life ever when they really don't. And they said, I was done with the industry. And Solavei gets dumped in my lap, and the first response they all said they had was, hell no, you know. And then this pureness and this transparency and this idea of no smoke and mirrors, no games, no added fees, no just crap costs that all it does is pad the company and pad the pockets of a few people at the top. All of that was eliminated, and it was like it captured their heart. It literally, I remember one guy saying, I could not believe it that there was a company that had figured out a way to do good and make money at the same time. And man, I'm telling you, people shed tears. We laughed. We hugged. We bonded. People opened up about their personal lives. People shared about some of the tough times they've been through and how they were so grateful for another chance. It was ineffable, and you can look up that word yourself. INEFFABLE. It's become one of my favorite words, if not my favorite. That's the only word I can hardly think of in the dictionary that could describe what happened on Saturday night. And Caroline and I, we thank God that we were in that room, that we got to go arm in arm, hand in hand with Jim Ryan, Maria Pincheski, Ryan Wirch, and the founding group of people who, through thick and thin, through the changes in the compensation, through the frustrations of, you know, pre-launch, through issues with member support, through APN setting challenges, through MMS, all of it. And there was such a power in that room that all of a sudden we all just stood up in unity and simply said, we're all in. Whatever we got to do, whatever we got to figure out, whatever we got to navigate, however long it takes to reach the big income of the company, we're not going anywhere because, man, I just don't think these things come together too often, folks. I mean, you don't just get a chance to make history and be a part of something this special. I mean, I'm just telling you, there's something good at Solavei. There is something different with Ryan Wirch. There is a group of people here that the quality is off the charts. It's what you see is what you get. There ain't no games. There ain't no smoke and mirrors. There ain't no gotchas. And there ain't no fake hype and BS and all that crap, all this noise that's out there. You just let that noise be noise. I'm telling you, come in here and you get the heartbeat of you connected to the heartbeat of Solavei, and you believe in this thing and you know in your heart it's good, and you can feel great about looking your friends and your family and the people you really care about in the eye, and you know they will never, ever, ever be hurt. The worst thing that ever happens is they have mobile service, they have some discounts, and they're saving money, and they figured out how to stretch the dollar they already got. That's the worst thing that ever happens.
Yeah.
And if that
one of the things that I was
and put chills down your spine, I don't know what will. Go ahead, Laura.
One of the things I was telling Ryan is, and on that Saturday night at dinner, is you know, I've been behind the scenes in several different companies for a long time, and I've seen a lot of different companies do really ugly things with their members and to their members, you know, there's a lot of really great companies out there, but a lot of them, you know, they'll prance their members up on stage in these big giant checks made of cardboard, and it's a lot of them aren't real. A lot of them aren't real. A lot of them are just for show. A lot of them, you know, it's, oh, we're presenting you with $25,000, but that's really what you could earn if you did a lot of these things. Same thing with car programs and all of that. These cars are rental cars. If they don't fulfill their quota, or if somebody drops out, that car is not yours, and they tow away your car. They take it away. There are a lot of smoke and mirrors, and I totally agree with you that the worst thing ever in the world that could happen with Solavei is that you've got $49 a month mobile service that if you don't like it, you can switch it over. I mean, that is the worst that can happen, and I totally agree with that. And you know, it was a really powerful thing for us to be able to, at dinner, everybody put their forks down, and we turned around and we all stood up. There were about 40 of us in the room. We stood up. We all looked at Ryan Wirch in the eye and said, we're your level 5 leaders. There's no barrier. There's no obstacle that's going to get in our way. We are not affected by MMS. I mean, good grief. If you can't text message your picture, send it in an email. Good grief. There are other things in your life to be worried about aside from sending a picture message to somebody, which, first of all, Jim Ryan is the one that made it happen in the first place in the United States, the ability to text message a picture. So if you're having a problem with it, 99% of the time it's probably something that you're doing wrong, yeah. Just being honest. But secondly, it's not the biggest thing in the world. If it's a hiccup right now, email it and move on. What you've got in Solavei is much bigger than an APN setting. Yeah. And so all of us stood up, we clapped, we told Ryan face to face, we are here, we are your leaders, we are not going anywhere, and we're all in, just like he is all in. He's made a personal investment to us, and we're returning that as his leaders in this company, that we're returning that to him. And I told him in an email that I sent him after I got home that night is, Solavei, I've never seen anything like this before. Solavei is truly the best pay-it-forward movement that pays you back. There are a lot of pay-it-forward movements that stop there. You pay it forward and whatever happens, happens. This is a pay-it-forward movement that pays you back. That is huge to be involved in something like that, this big, this early, with the ability to invite your friends with literally no risk. That doesn't happen. And if it's happening to you, if somebody's invited, if you're watching this, if you've like stumbled upon this and you're watching this and somebody just said, hey, check this thing out, truly check it out. You are doing your family a favor, because if you say no to this, I promise you, you're going to find this video on YouTube 5 years from now and you're going to kick yourself and say, somebody told me about that 5 years ago and I said no, or I blew it off. I'm telling you right now, go back to the person who invited you to check this video out, and you have got to really do due diligence, because this is it. This is like the biggest thing you'll probably ever be invited to participate in. Yeah. That's all I'm saying about that.
Hey, Ryan, can I jump in real quick and talk about the cards?
I wanted you to, EMon. You read my mind.
Okay, yeah, because I know we're going, yeah, it's like 10:19 over here on the East Coast. But, yeah, I wanted to give away, and they talked about something that the top performers have in common. It's not some internet system. It's not some I'm talking to 100 people a day. It's not some I got a car wrap. It's not I'm passing out flyers at Walmart. This is a nugget that they gave us from the Orlando Regional. The #1 producers in the company have something that most people don't have. Matter of fact, according to my notes here, only 2,000 people have done this in the whole company, and that's bought SIM cards. Something that easy. There you go. I got, let me see, I don't know where my bag is, but I got mine in my computer bag. I bought some down there. They were selling them down there. And if you're in Vegas, you need to pick some up too. But, and I'm sure Ryan can tell you, and that's a SIM card cutter, nothing beats on-the-spot activation. The last 2 guys I signed up last week, we sat at his kitchen table, Don Gerald. I gave him a SIM card, and his friend wanted to sign up, and he signed up his friend the next day with another SIM card that I gave him. People don't want to wait. When you tell someone, #1, you're saving them money, okay, because that SIM card is free to them. You just pay for it, and then you're able to activate them on the spot. And then the next thing as well is, like I said, people don't want to wait. If you got it right then, you tell them, hey, look, it's just your first month up front, and that's it. That's a powerful thing. It's like, I got a free SIM card for you, your first month up front, that's it. AT&T doesn't do that. T-Mobile doesn't do that. Sprint doesn't do that. We do that. You see, I am the cell phone store. I don't necessarily have to go out to the flea mall and open up a booth. You know, I have no overhead. I have no overhead. I just have my SIM cards. So if you want to, if you're taking Solavei seriously and you're hearing me say this, get some SIM cards. I'm to the point now, if you're doing this as a business and you don't have any SIM cards, I don't take you seriously as a business owner because you're not prepared. If somebody says, oh man, what do I got to do to sign up? And you don't have any SIM cards to hand them, how do you know they're going to sign up? You see, but there's nothing more powerful than being able to have that product, that card in your hand to hand to them and say, let's get you enrolled. I'll sit down with you. It'll take 6 minutes. Here's your card right now. If you have a phone, great. If you don't, go pick one up, throw it in there, and they're activated same day. And then that's it. No fuss, no muss. And you go from there. But you got to get SIM cards. That's the #1 thing they say that people are doing is ordering SIM cards.
Man, I could not agree more. Laura, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I was going to say a couple of things. I'm a firm believer you need to be prepared. If you're treating this business like a business, treat it like a business. Educate yourself, figure out, go through the SIM card, SIM pack tutorial, and figure how it works when you enroll somebody.
Where's that tutorial at, Laura? Tell all our viewers tonight, where's that at? Where do they order the SIM cards at? Because they need to do it right now.
Yeah, so to order SIM cards, you need to go into your back office, so my.solavei.com, click the account tab once you log in. Under the account tab, you're going to click the shop tab, and then you're going to click order SIM cards. I know there is some buzz. The corporate office is going to be eventually making it a lot easier to find where to buy SIM cards. A lot of people just simply don't know because it's not right in your face. So I know that is in the works to make it a lot easier, and it's going to be everywhere. I told Jim Ryan that link, that they need to put an image, order SIM cards here, and make that everywhere. But for right now, log into your back office under account, under shop, and then order your SIM cards. And then the tutorial is on support.solavei.com. There's all the tutorials you'll ever need right there, but familiarize yourself with it so that if you're treating it like a business, so that you actually know what to do, where to go. One of the things that I do, we actually went to Staples and got this cool little thingy. This is, I mean, it's the size of my hand. We got it at Staples. It was like $10 or something. But what I'm using it for, I've got my business cards in it. I've got SIM cards in it, and then I've got adapters. Can y'all see that? These adapters we order on eBay for 50 cents. This is just the way I do it. There are a lot of different people who do things different ways. A lot of people buy the big SIM cards and cut them. Whatever you want to do is fine. We choose to only buy the micro SIM cards. This is technically the little ones, not the nano, so I guess it's the medium ones. We buy the micro SIM cards, and every single person that enrolls, we give them a micro SIM with the adapter. So the SIM card's like $3, the adapter's like 50 cents, but we give them both. And when I hand it to my members, I tell them with these two things, whatever phone you're using, this is all you need. You won't have to wait to get a replacement SIM or whatever from Solavei. If you get a phone that uses a little one, just use that. If you get a phone that uses a big one, pop it in there and then you're good to go. But I honestly think it takes you to another level. When you've got this, I think James is the one that said this, but when you have SIM cards in your pocket, It's like you got a hot potato. You don't want to have SIM cards left in your pocket. You want to give them away. And every single top leader I know carries SIM cards on hand. And I don't think that's a coincidence. So get SIM cards. Be prepared.
And not only that, too, because I know people have a team spread out all across the country and soon the world, but I have family members here that are doing it. So if somebody on my team needs a SIM card, too, like if they're just out and I got one, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all my network, and I want them to keep it duplicatable. So when they have their networks, I tell, look, at least get 10 a month if nothing else. It's what, $35 for 10, I think, if memory serves. 55 for 20. I mean, that's a gallon of gas, a tank of gas, you know. But not only for yourself, but if somebody on your team needs that support, keep moving those SIM cards. Keep moving those SIM cards and duplicate.
Oh, I love it. Helene Schmidt, thank you so much. You just sent me a message and said a direct link for those who want to go right now to get their SIM cards, simpack.solavei.com. simpack.solavei.com. Awesome. Go there, bookmark it, and make it a habit.
That's great. Thank you to that lady there. Let me just kind of wrap up tonight. I got a few more thoughts, and then obviously if Laura and EMon have anything else to say, we can do that. The SIM cards is huge. I was doing it, but I really wasn't teaching it. It hadn't dawned on me how important it was to emphasize that to every new person. So when I enroll a new person direct to me, I hand them 2 SIM cards as my gift to being sponsored by me, and I ask them if they would like to go ahead right then and order at least a pack of 10 right out of the gate. And I want to get them already thinking that way. I really came away with Orlando with an even bigger vision, an even bigger understanding that at times I have accidentally or by default thought that we were a mobile provider just because I didn't see the rest of the stuff coming. And now I understand it clear as day. We are a social commerce company. We take social, we do commerce, we get rewarded for helping people do what they already do anyway and spreading it through social media sites. And it's a powerful thing. It's a business of the future. We are on the cutting edge of making history. You can think that we're blowing and going. You can think this is hype, but I'm just telling you, you do your due diligence. You do your fact gathering. You get to some of these events. You talk to some of us leaders, and I promise you, we won't just woo you emotionally. We won't just persuade you. We'll give you facts, and you can logically understand that we have executed, we are executing, and we have a leadership team that I'm just telling you, they will not fail. We will make it. We will become a multi-billion-dollar brand. This will be written about in books. There will be people who become wealthy in the next 20 years. And I'm telling you right now, as long as I'm on this earth, I'm going to have grandkids sitting on my knee one day, and I'm going to get to tell the story that I said yes, that I chose to believe, and that our family tree has been changed forever because of what we're doing right now. Guys, I want to also just let you know they announced over the weekend, and I noticed it in the Solavei Scoop, that we can go out now and actually enroll a 501c3 nonprofit. I immediately thought of a couple of pastor friends of mine that I would have a great relationship with, and I have not been able to get them to move forward with Solavei. And I just want to tell you, I'm reaching out to both of them, and when I sit in front of them, this is basically what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, listen, I understand that at times it would be a little awkward to maybe present something that has to do with business in a church setting, but I want you to think about something. Let's just say your church name is XYZ Church, and everyone at that church wants to be able to give to their church. I mean, everybody wants to, but many cannot. No hard sell, no convincing, simply a mention that your church has now become a member of Solavei. And the reason why they've done that is because in your area where your church is, T-Mobile has a strong network. They offer a great value proposition through their new provider, Solavei. And we want everybody to know that if it benefits your family and if you can save money and if it makes sense, along with other things that may benefit you down the road, that $6 from every single person that directly enrolls under our church is going to immediately go in to our church fund. You will know that just by shifting your cell phone bill, you have just put $6 in every single month to the church that you attend, that you're a part of, that you love, and that you believe in. You are not obligated. We are not hard pressuring you. And oh, by the way, we have a guy named Ryan Lelf. He is our Solavei representative. And for all of you that go, man, I want to do that, but you need some help. Hey, sweetheart, you need some help and you want to get moved over, he will actually literally walk you through all of that. Guys, I'm just telling you, if you go and have a conversation with a pastor, a 501c3, a charity, and you have a relationship and you communicate it like that in your own way, but in that manner, Laura, EMon, I don't know if you agree with me. I just don't see how people could say no to that. How could they turn that down? How could they turn down an opportunity for money to be coming in that nobody even has to write a check for? That simply by doing what you already do, but shifting it from AT&T or Sprint or Verizon, moving it to Solavei, bam, now you're automatically either giving to the church if you're not giving anything, or you're giving more, and it didn't cost you a single extra dime to your household bottom line. To me, in my mind, I mean, that's another milestone moment on this journey of Solavei as we build this thing.
Awesome.
Yep, I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather give a little bit more out of my pay to the charity of my choice than lining the pockets of AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, or T-Mobile. I mean, we're paying for those Super Bowl ads. You know what I mean? And so by shifting to Solavei, you're able to actually put your money where you're passionate the most. And that is huge. That is absolutely huge. And I will tell you guys there's a little bit extra about that, about the nonprofit deal that we have been asked to keep very close to our chests in the top leaders meetings. If nonprofits and being associated with that excites you, if you know nonprofits, if you're a part of a nonprofit, you definitely want to get yourself to Las Vegas. A lot more information will be announced around that time too, because if you think that's awesome, that's not all. That truly is not all. They are kicking it up a notch at Solavei, and they are making it truly, again, a pay it forward that's going to pay you back. And it's going to be absolutely amazing what they're doing in combination with being able to enroll nonprofits. The extra little bit that we got a glimpse of at the top leader meeting, it's going to knock your socks off. You've got to get to Las Vegas so you can hear the rest of it. It's awesome.
I have two final thoughts. EMon, final thought as we wrap up in the last 60 seconds here.
Final thoughts. Recognize that this business is seasonal. You know, I got off to a fast start. Some people will. It might happen for you in your first 90 days, becoming a Thousandiare or whatever level you want to get to. Some people might take you a year, might take you 2 years. But recognize that it's seasonal. Don't ever stop sowing seeds. Don't ever stop sharing either the opportunity or the service. You know, if you go a week or two without signing somebody up, it's okay. I've had 2 people to hit the network today. Fantastic. I got another 3 coming on board later this week. But just know that it's seasonal. Just because you don't see it right now doesn't mean it's never going to happen. As long as you're consistent, it will happen. But the minute you quit, then you'll never know.
Great thought. Laura, final thought?
Yeah, same thing as EMon. You know what? Decide with you and your family what you want to make out of Solavei. If you've been in Solavei since the beginning and it's not done what you want it to do, every single day you're starting over. You can start over right now. I was pulled up on stage by Stacey Wallace while we were in Orlando, and she surprised me. I totally did not expect to be up on stage. But she was recognizing me because I signed up 10 people in 1 week. And I will tell you right now, I didn't talk to 10 brand new people that week and just sign them up on the spot. These are people that I've been cultivating relationships with over the course of several months. So if your business is not where you want it right now, start over tomorrow. If your business is where you want it and you get with your family and this is the season for you to ramp it up and make something, leave a legacy and generational wealth, do it. I mean, this is the time that you can start working extra hard, and there's nothing holding you back. Look at the leaderboard right now, on the cruise leaderboard. You will actually see who is actually out there working. There's a lot of stuff going around about people claiming they're doing this and that. The proof is in the pie that you will actually see who is doing the work. And the #1 person on the leaderboard right now, Isaac Gallegos, 70 people personally enrolled since January. Are you kidding me? That's not even, those are just the people that are qualified. That's not even all he's got. It is phenomenal. He started with $49 a month in the exact same solavei.com/your username that you did. There is no reason why you cannot do the exact same thing he did. It is that easy. This guy is not a phone dealer. This guy does not have a store. He is a regular human being just like the rest of us. If he can do it, you can do it. And I encourage you, the cruise thing is not over. Go for it. Start tomorrow. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Go for it.
Great stuff, guys. Thanks for your friendship. My final 2 thoughts are, look, I'm not saying do anything stupid. I'm not saying, foreclose on your house by going to Vegas. But, look, I don't know. There has got to be a way. I don't know, have a garage sale, buy and sell some phones. But you need to figure out how to get $1,000 to come into your household, or you need to figure out where you can get $1,000 from without doing anything devastating to your family. And you need to believe and value enough in yourself to know that because of the way you view yourself, that you are in Vegas. The reason why Caroline and I do what we do, I buy and sell phones, and a lot of times I do that extra work to generate a little extra cash to pay for our trips. And the reason is because I see myself as God sees me. I am a valued human being that is a special person that has been involved in a special company, and I can't miss that stuff. It's life-changing. I encourage you, find a way. You have wisdom within you. You are led. You are intelligent. There is a way, and it will come to you. Act on it. Do it. Book your flight. Get your hotel, and get there. And don't thank me. Thank God that you begin to see yourself correctly, that you begin to value yourself in a way that makes you operate and act differently, and then you take that confidence, you show up, you have your chest out. It's not about your numbers. It's not about your title. It's the way you view yourself so that you can view others. You get in those meetings. You get on the front lines. You feel the heartbeat of the company, and you go back and do your Google Hangout, and you go back and you share the great information, and you be the leader of your network and have people start looking at you the way you deserve to be looked at. And I'm telling you, you can change your life. You can absolutely change your life. And the last thought I have tonight is, look, keep it simple. There is a lot to Solavei because of the way you get connected to all these networks and all these systems and all these philosophies. And even in Solavei, there are people who will act like they're doing something so great or broadcast that they've got something they really don't. Look, play your game. Play the course. If you're a 1 person a month type, that's what you can do, and you can get 12 good people in Solavei this year, do it. If you can do a trio a month, or if you happen to be in a position where you can go for it in the manner that EMon and Laura and I are doing it, and you can do more like a trio a week. This is not about comparing. Start having good, great conversations with people you like, love, and trust that you're in a relationship with. Have a belief and a conviction and a working knowledge of what this is. Deliver it with passion, and let the results be what they are, and let people say yes when they're supposed to say yes in their time frame, and never lose belief. As long as you have consistency of belief, it doesn't matter if you have consistently people coming in, because if you remain in belief, You'll remain doing the right activity, and the results eventually will come, just like EMon said. Thanks to EMon Mitchell, the Thousandiare maker, the leader of the Boom team, breaking out of old mindsets, and yours truly, Mr. YOLO, because you only live once. We love you guys. We love Solavei. You are Solavei. I am Solavei. We are Solavei. We'll see you on the next hangout, and hopefully in Vegas. God bless, and have a great night.
Have a great night,
See you in Vegas.